All right, Devin, that is going to bring us to Board Game Crowdfunding Corner for the week of March 14th, 2025. We look at board games that are ending, their campaigns, are ending in the next, week to 2 weeks on Kickstarter, Gamefound, and other platforms like those. And I think this week there were, I can't remember if there were 4 or 5, some number.
6.
There's 6?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, look at us go. 6 games that we're going to look at pretty quickly. A couple of them are remakes of, or reprintings of earlier games. We were just talking about video games I remake on the mind. The first one is called Manhattan Project Energy Empire. This one came out quite a few years ago, and it's supposed to be excellent. It's from one of my favorite designers. His name is Luke Laurie, and in that game, he had a partner designer, Tom Jolly, and I have a game designed by both of them, Whistle Mountain, and Luke Laurie designed Andromeda's Edge, which is the humongous box behind Devin's head, which I really like. Devin hasn't played it yet, but it's a big, fun game. So I really like this designer. I've wanted to play this one for a while. This version has, looks like, all the gameplay of the original, as well as the Cold War expansion, and a new expansion included as well. And it's very different and kind of new art style that they've thrown on it too. I kind of like the muted colors. It's a worker placement game. That's what those designers do well, is worker placement. You can also just buy the Cold War expansion for the previous version if you wanted. So they have a few different things there if you want to catch up on anything related to Manhattan Project Energy Empire. Since that one's kind of a remake, we won't spend a lot of time there, but that's Manhattan Project Energy Empire. It's on Kickstarter until March 25th. All right, next up is a pretty light family game called Manatee Sanctuary. And in this game, you're trying to make a sanctuary for manatees, believe it or not.
Oh,
yeah.
Just what they need.
Mm-hmm. I like manatees. I think they're funny.
I never really thought about a manatee before.
I just think
maybe once
looking.
Or twice. They are funny. They remind me of a beluga whale.
Yeah. It's like you took a whale and then made it look derpy. This is like if you took a seal or a whale and made it look derpy.
Gave it a rubber mustache.
Yeah, I think they're funny. Pretty simple game. It uses drafting and I split you choose. So you have 5 cards in your hand. You put them in 2 groups, which will probably be a group of 2 and a group of 3. You hand those 2 groupings to a player next to you. They pick what one they want and give you the other one. So you're trying to group them in a way so that you'll get what you want. And then you use those cards in order to create a little sanctuary for the manatees, or to get resources, or have to draft manatee tokens, I think. So the cards have 2 different sections. The bottom section can be used for like your sanctuary board. The top section is used for the actions on top. Cool idea. I like drafting. I like I split you choose. And the cards being like multi-use, 2-sided, it's kind of cool as well. Looks fun. I also think this is a cool idea. They have 2 editions of the same game. Nothing is different about them other than the player colors and the cover on the box. And I guess if you get both, you can play the game with up to 12 people, which sounds like madness. But in a drafting and I split you choose game like that, you're mostly playing with the 2 people you're sitting next to. So it doesn't matter if there's 12 other people, So you can buy either version you want, the Mermaid Edition or the Sea Cow Edition. And that is funny because it does kind of look like a sea cow or something from Star Wars. But yeah, I like a good manatee. $29 game. I don't know. Looks kind of fun. Yeah, so that's Manatee Sanctuary on Kickstarter through March 27th. Okay, next up is another reprinting. This is a huge, huge version of an earlier game called Champions of Midgard. I have never played Champions of Midgard, but it's very well loved. You can see it's got all these awards and stuff over here on the left from the Dice Tower and elsewhere. And it's made a lot of money, has a lot of backers. And this is a big version with updated artwork on the cards, I think on the map as well. And then it has big deluxeified components for like everything, trays for all of the dice. The dice are really cool and like marbled. Um, and it has these boat miniatures that hold the dice and this big dice tower if you want to roll them with style.
Wow.
And these like cool looking pieces for your meat and wood resources if you ever wanted to have a meat resource that wasn't a red cube. That one's got a bone in it.
Holy, that
So-
reminds me of Lion King.
That's funny. Yeah, I can see that. This is a worker placement game. I don't know a ton about the gameplay, to be honest, but I think if you are excited about this one and are willing to pay $249 for this Kickstarter, then you probably already know what you're wanting or have already played the game. But I do think the pieces look cool. Cool boats, cool dice. Like I like those. Like resource pieces. Are those metal? Does it say here? Deluxe foil, wood pieces.
Deluxe favor horns.
Yeah, it doesn't say if they're metal, but they look metal. Maybe it's just a metal paint on plastic. This is a neoprene playmat. Stitched edging fits inside the collector's game box, which has got to be a big boy. So, very cool pieces. Again, wow, these are even like awesome metal coins that are stackable. I want to know how big that box is. Let's see. The box will fit sideways into a calyx. That's a big box. So it won't fit standing up, but if sideways it will. That's crazy. Anyways, that's Champions of Midgard. Again, you know you want it if you want it. It's on Kickstarter until Friday the 28th. Next up is a game called Thief's Market, another game using the I split you choose. They're calling it I cut, you steal mechanism here. This is a game that you'd only want to play if you're okay with people stealing your stuff often, and you're okay being slightly mean to other players. You're trying to get the most points, and like I think if you are able to steal like 3 emeralds, you win, and you do that by getting these cards. You can only get those cards if you have the resources required. And so on a turn, someone will roll a bunch of dice, and you can either take as many items as you want from the middle, or steal someone else's entire pile. But then you have to remove one of the things you stole and put it back to the middle. So you want to take as much as you can without making yourself a target for theft. Seems to be the main play. Or on a future turn, you can use the gems and stuff you have in front of you in order to buy those cards, which will help you win the game. So stealing all around, trying to be sneaky, not let people steal your stuff by making sure there are always other things that are more appealing to be stolen from. Interesting idea. I'm not always a fan of games of that style, but with a $19 retail pledge, that's a pretty low entry point, which sounds kind of fun. Or you can get the fancier version with the metal coin, wooden tokens. That is Thief's Market on Kickstarter, also until the 28th. Okay, next up is probably the one I know the least about. It's a cooperative game called Companion Quest. And it looks pretty light. It's for ages 10 plus, plays in half an hour. And you're going to befriend these companions, roll dice, and modify the dice. And what else did it say here at the top? Overcome quests in this strategic co-op adventure. I think that for people that like cooperative games, they probably kind of know what this is going to be kind of like. You're helping each other to get the dice rolls that you want in order to complete those quests. Seems like a game that my kids would like and would be kind of fun to play with children where you can help them along. Again, I don't know that I would get it solely to play with adults. I'm usually looking for a bigger, more complex game for that kind of game night. But I did think the artwork and the short playtime and and the pretty simple kind of gameplay mechanism seemed like my kids would like it. So
Yeah.
pretty simple one there. That is Companion Quest on Kickstarter, also till the 28th. Is this the last one? Or is there two
It
more?
is.
Okay. And then last up, from Flat Out Games, they usually have 1 or 2 Kickstarter campaigns a year. And this time it's a doubleheader. They have the third game in the Point Salad kind of line called Point Galaxy, and a game called Propolis. And so just really quickly, Point Galaxy doesn't look very much different from like Point City, and I haven't played Point Salad, but the main thing that looks kind of different is instead of a grid of 9 cards, you have like a grid of 6 and then 3 decks up top. And I think you can also take from those decks, and you have to have one of those planet kind of cards in order to create a new column that you'll be putting these other cards underneath. So it's slightly different structure on a similar kind of gameplay style where I think you, on your turn, you take 2 cards. And then you can take cards if you can pay for them with the cards that you currently have. So you're kind of building an engine, because every card you take usually adds to this kind of stack of materials that you can use to spend for future cards. And whoever does that the best and the fastest wins the game. Let's see, where's Propolis? I thought you'd be right here. How to play. Propolis is a worker placement game where most of the spots are also on cards. So you'll be sending your bee meeples out to cards in order to get different resources, and then you can fortify them or tip them down and regain those rewards. I think it also like protects certain cards, if I think that's what the video said. And then you'll return them as well, build buildings, and then I think you can build kind of these centralized cards. They're calling Queen's Palace cards. So again, it seems kind of like a engine building worker placement game, kind of with a similar kind of vibe to Point Galaxy, but instead of just taking cards from the central pile to build your engine, it's about putting those workers out to kind of do something like similar. I think these games look really cool. I really like the art style on Propolis, and kind of sticking to their previous campaigns, they have like really low price points. So it's $19 each for the 2 games, or you can get them bundled together for $35 with some of the like Kickstarter promos, and you get a discount on shipping. Basically, it's $9 for shipping if you get 1 game. If you get 2 games, it's still $9 for shipping. So a little bit of a discount both ways on the games and on the shipping. So if you like Point City or any of Flat Out's other games, I'm a pretty big fan of them. So this is an intriguing one to me. That's Point Galaxy and Propolis, also on Kickstarter till the 28th of March. Devin, I flew through those 6 pretty quickly, kind of telling you a little bit about them.
You sure did.
Like we do every week. After that brief explanation, which of those campaigns is your pick of the week?
I'm going to let you have Point Galaxy and Propolis. I feel like that is your pick.
No, yeah, it is. This is my pick.
Okay. My pick then is going to be Don't Look.
Okay. I'll be surprised.
Yeah, you better be surprised. Just click on it without reading it. Blur your vision.
Okay, I will. Here we go. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I am a little surprised you're picking a like halfway complex. Well, we didn't go into rules, but worker placement game. I do like the vibe. Cool art.
Yeah. I don't think it's my favorite game we've seen on Crowdfunding Corner, but I think it wins for me this week, besides the last one we just showed.
Yeah. I am intrigued by this one, mostly because Luke Laurie designed it, and I've heard good things about it for a long time. Just have not been able to play it. Too many games, too little. You usually say too little time there, but I was going to say too many games, too little money.
That's facts.
But either way. And then, yeah, my pick of the week's probably going to be Point Galaxy and Propolis from Flat Out. I think they do good campaigns at Flat Out, and they have a good track record. I like Point City, so I think I would like Point Galaxy. Propolis seems like a quick kind of riff on that system with workers instead. So I don't know. I'm intrigued by this one. It's my pick of the week for March 14th, 2025, and that's going to do it for Crowdfunding Corner for our 50th episode. So make sure to check back next week for episode 51, and we'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching this video. As most of you know, gaming top-down is an independent endeavor. I don't accept money from publishers for previews or opinion-related content, but there are a few ways that you can support the channel and help me keep the lights on. Liking this video and subscribing to the channel helps me to grow. If you're thinking of getting a game that I covered in this video, please click the affiliate link in the description of this video. It helps to support me and doesn't add any cost to your purchase. I also do a weekly gaming podcast where I talk about the board games that I'm playing along with my brother. You can check that out on Apple's podcasts and on Spotify. And you can also get that podcast 3 days early over on our Patreon. You can follow the Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers completely for free. But if you do support us over there, you get some extra perks like being able to write into the show, getting early access to the show, voting on the games that I'm going to cover and review, and lots of other fun stuff. Thanks so much for your support, for liking and commenting on my videos. You really are what helped keep the lights on for me. Thank you.